watching Let's Chat.
At one point or another, if you have read anything at all, no doubt you've come across some of the works of John Grisham. We are here talking with his brother, Mark, who has got his second book out, and it is called Diablo. Mark Grisham, welcome to Chattanooga. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for letting me come on this morning. I appreciate it.
We're going to get to this book here in a second. I have to ask you a couple of quick questions. Who's older, you or John?
John's 6 years older than I am.
John is 6 years older.
Yes.
When you were growing up with John Grisham, did you think he's going to be a world-class novelist one of these days?
Had no idea, and I don't think he did either. He was an accounting major in college, so obviously he went in a different direction. But he was very studious. He wasn't brilliant. Mama said he was serious. He was born serious, and he was always serious. Had a great sense of humor, but it's a little warped, so all of us have warped sense of humor, I guess.
Buddy, in this building, they run rampant.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about your book, Diablo. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Said you wrote another book with a friend of yours a while back. This is your first solo effort.
First solo now, yep.
Tell me about it.
It starts off in Helena, Arkansas, which is a little river town about 50 miles south of Memphis. And the most beautiful girl in the county is a woman named Amanda Walker. And she's married to a boy named Duval Walker, and they can't stand each other because she's just really, really mean. She's very contentious, I like to say.
So she's kind of the protagonist.
And she is abducted in the middle of the night by some bad guys from Louisiana, from New Orleans. And they basically sell her down the river to their boss. And her husband comes home, and she's gone. His house is all tore up, and he's kind of okay with it for a while, until his mother-in-law thinks that he's done something, so she gets a law after him, so he's got to go find her to clear his name. And they jump in a flatboat and head down the Mississippi River, stopping at every town all the way to New Orleans, trying to find his wife, thinking she's working in a brothel or a saloon or somewhere, and just has no idea what to do.
Sounds like a lot of really potentially interesting plot twists.
There is, and there's one of the flatboat crew he's on has a female member of it who tries to carry herself like a man, but she's really a pretty good-looking gal, and after being on the river with her for a few days, he kind of realizes she's a nice-looking gal, so they start him a little flirting relationship. But he can't do anything with her because he got to find his wife first. He really don't want to find her to begin with, so he don't know what to do.
Help us get inside your head. When you're in your den or your office and you're looking at a blank computer screen or a blank sheet of paper in the typewriter, do you visualize the characters? Do you see them in your mind's eye?
You have to.
Do you really?
I do. I try to just kind of close my eyes and try to go back to the 1860s, where this starts in 1860. And just kind of become the characters, put myself in those situations when I think of the situations they need to be put in, and then just kind of say, what would I do here? What would I say here? How would I react if somebody said this or did this or this happened here?
When do you do your best writing?
When the kids are asleep. My wife and I, we just recently adopted a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old. We've had them since birth.
Congratulations.
And so when they go to bed, I try to write a little bit. If it's a decent hour, a lot of times I'm tired too because I've been chasing them all day. But just when the thoughts come to me. I haven't written much. I finished this one up last summer. I wrote most of it like 6 years ago. I finished it up this summer, and I just enjoy writing. I wish I had more time to write.
Writing is a tough discipline. A lot of people think it's not a real job. It's not this. It's not that. It's all that and then some.
It is. It takes a lot of planning. I don't really plan my scenes out. I think John and most writers do. They will plan before they start a scene or a chapter. What the character's going to do, what's going to happen to him. I have no idea. I just sit down and start writing. And sometimes another scene will come into my head and I'll go in a different direction and come back to my original scene, and I don't know where they come from.
Who's your favorite character in this book?
Probably Duval. He's the main male character, and he's just trying to get by, man. I can relate to him in a lot of ways. I've had a contentious relationship or two, I guess, as we all have, and he's trying to survive that, and he sees another girl that really catches his fancy, and he really wants to be with her, but he can't, so he's all torn. And by the time they get to New Orleans, about the last half of the book's in New Orleans, and the Civil War is about to break out, and he's torn whether he wants to join and fight the dreaded Yankees, or does he want to cut out and go to Mexico and avoid it all, and he don't know what to do. His head's spinning.
Very quickly, we're running out of time. I'd love to chat with you a little bit more. Has John read part of this book, and what does he think?
I sent him a copy of it, and I hadn't talked to him since I have. We don't communicate much anymore. He's in a whole other world up in Virginia, so I hadn't heard from him. But we got a movie deal on it. Movie City Films out of Nashville is going to make a movie out of it, so it ought to be a good year for us.
Outstanding.
We'd like to set up some book signings in the Chattanooga area. If anybody's interested, check us out.
How do they get in touch with you?
MarkGrishamAuthor.com.
MarkGrishamAuthor.com.
Get a hold of us, leave us a message, and I'd love to come back and sign some books.
Sound like a plan. I look forward to reading it. Mark
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for having
so
me
much. Congratulations, and I hope it shoots to the top of the charts.
Thank you very much.
Hang around. If you are hungry, we have got